is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and we're about to get into this, you guys. You know what it is, man. It is Thursday. Thursday in this motherfucker. And REN has just released Lost All Faith. Damn it, REN, don't lose all faith, my brother. Yes. No, we'll see what this is about. Man, straight off of Sick Boy, you guys. Sick Boy, the album drops, I believe, October 13th. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Money Game 3 drops October 12th, and the album, Sick Boy, officially drops October 13th. So I got some things to discuss with you guys, and we're going to react to REN's new joint, Lost All Faith. Let's get it popping. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you rock with the vibe, subscribe to the... Damn, they're trying to take Tupac out, man. The Matrix. Subscribe to the channel. 40-year-old fuck boys are back in town. 40. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old fuck boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, y'all know what it is. Let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. I have a bunch of music videos, freestyles off top. We actually have that interview with REN. We got to get that thing to 200,000 views, you guys. So make sure you're spreading that around. And let's talk about this Sick Boy album, you guys. All right, so one, as a community, we got to get together and start pre-ordering. Now, the pre-order link, today, or not today, a couple of days ago, I saw REN release the actual like iTunes one, I believe. So I'm going to put that in the description with the website and all that stuff so you guys can pre-order. If you can afford it, pre-order his album, because essentially we can get him the #1, you guys, or break the top 10. But dude, imagine getting our boy REN as an independent to #1. Just think about that. All it takes is a little dedication. We go in there and pre-order his album, okay? Now, we got to do that as a community because it takes the organization. Once he hits #1 or top 5, now all these what we could call normies, people who've never heard of REN before, will start seeing him on the charts, and they'll be like, who's this? And check it out. And that's when you start to get that bubble over and start reaching new people, which he's reaching a lot of new people through High REN and the High REN reactions. But let's just keep this thing moving. Let's do something big in October, you guys, for the Sick Boy album. Now, I know this is kind of long-winded, but most of the people here deal with me, right? And I'm just going to keep it real and keep it short. Well, not really short, but you get what I'm saying. You guys, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do a live stream. We're going to play REN Roulette, okay? Dawn has not seen any of these or heard any of these new joints, so we'll probably, catch him up on... Down on the Beat or Masochist, Love Music 4, Lost All Faith, and just have a dope REN live stream. But I am going to buy 20 people an album, okay? We're going to put y'all on. We're going to get everyone's Cash App and PayPal because it's going to be too hard for me to order it and then put your info in. So this is what we're going to do, you guys. And I don't want anyone to donate because this is my time to be generous and give back. REN lets us monetize these videos, and I want to make sure I pay it forward. So I'm going to either buy 20 or 30 albums. This is how we're going to do it. We'll have the digital Wheel of Fortune. We're going to put everyone's either Cash App or PayPal in there, okay? Spin the wheel. We'll watch a video, spin the wheel a couple times. Whoever it lands on, I'm going to Cash App you or PayPal you the money to buy REN's album. You got to buy it, screen record it, or take a screenshot, and then put it in your stories on Instagram and tag me and REN. You can put Black P, got me the pre-order or whatever, but we're going to pre-order the iTunes album so we can help him chart, okay? So that's what we're going to do. I wanted to get all that out before we got into the reaction because I think that's going to be fun and very important, and I'll work on setting up that live stream with Dawn in the next 2 weeks or so. All right, you guys, let's get into this. Lost All Faith, REN. You guys ready? Man, he's been hitting us pretty hard with songs every week. Crazy. All right, here we go. REN, Lost All Faith.
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. You're a sick guy. Thanks,
this beat is nuts.
You're a sick guy. I've got to get out of this train, mate. I'm really sorry. I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate? Nah, mate, I've got to go, mate. Just a little cheeky little picture, but I've really got to go, mate. I'm sorry. propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson stacking mozzarella. Only joking, I'm an introvert, alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistency in my polo shirt, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave disorder, praise my selfish ways of come too late. I've lost my faith, I've lost my faith.
Have I ever heard Ren do something like this before? I don't recall. This sounds hella different than anything I've heard Ren do before, personally. I'm just trying to think, like, you know, I don't ever try to compare Ren to anything because he's uncomparable, because he does so many things. But for that familiarity, I like to be like, yo, this gives me this type of vibe. This is all over the place. You know, when I listen to, what are those brothers called? Falling in Reverse. And I start listening to the different layers and different styles Ronnie Radke has with Falling in Reverse. This is the vibe. This is way different than Falling in Reverse, but this is that vibe where I'm like, I can never pinpoint what's going on exactly. There's so many layers to this. We're going to get back into that first verse, talk about the lyrics. But I am just struck in awe because that boom, dum, like, yo, I love this beat. And there's these like little sounds at the beginning where I was like, did he use his own voice? Like, you know, we've been doing the looper station and the beatbox battles, and they're using their dum, dum, and making all these sounds. I'm like, did he sample that, or did he actually use his own voice in the beat? Because at the very beginning, it's just like, yo, that could just be someone's vocal making that sound. There's so much here. This is mad layered. But again, what's got me right now, what has me is that I personally don't think I've heard Ren do anything like this before. Me, I haven't. Because, you know, like I've been down a lot of the rabbit hole, you know, from the Freckled Angels album to a lot of the singles, you know, Losing It, High Ren, Jenny and Screech, the 1990s joint. What is the What They Want? It's like an old school hip hop throwback. The Hold On kind of has a country vibe. I can't pinpoint this one. You guys fire off in the chat. You know this is a premiere, so I try to be in the chat and see what you guys are thinking. But what's going on here? What is going on here? What is this? I don't think I've personally heard Ren do anything like this before. That's crazy. All right, let's bring it back to the beginning. And go, actually, I'm just going to bring it back because that beat and the lyrics, we're going to go over that and then get into the second part of this. I don't know if there's like 2 verses, 3 verses, a bridge. I don't know, but we're going to rock. We're listening to Ren, Lost All Faith. Let's go. Pre-order the album, you guys. Link in the description for Ren.
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. You're a sick guy. Thanks, mate.
That boom, 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 boom. I'm like, did he sample that sound, or is that a voice he's making? For some reason, I feel like it's his voice, and it's like pitch corrected, and he like sampled himself and made that sound. I could be wrong. I don't know. You know Timbaland? Remember Timbaland and Magoo type of beats like that? Boom, boom, boom. Like this give me like a Missy Elliott start, but then he goes into that crazy hook. This track is bonkers, you guys. I can't pinpoint it. But yeah, this boom, 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 boom. I wonder if he used his voice, getting like a Timbaland beat kind of vibe, a Missy Elliott, like, I can't stand the rain. Let's go.
Sick boy. I've got to get this train, mate. I'm really sorry. I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate? Nah, mate, I've got to go, mate. Come on, just a little cheeky little picture for the I've really got to go, mate. I'm sorry, man. Come on. Alright, fine, quickly. I knew it was you. Oi, I'm a charming fella.
Whoops.
Like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend by kebabs and salmonellas.
That is crazy when he says I'm living for the weekend like kebabs and salmonella. That's crazy as hell.
Come on, fine, quickly. I knew it was you. I'm a charming fella, I like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend, buy kebabs and salmonella. Cinderella story, rags to riches, minute full propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson, stacking mozzarella. Only joking, I'm an introvert, alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistency in my polo shirt, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth.
Bro, he's going crazy. This whole watch. The wordplay is uncanny.
Cans of Stella, see I'm living for the weekend, buy kebabs and salmonella. Cinderella story, rags to riches, minute full propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson.
I'm Nigella? I don't know that reference. Y'all clue me in. But Cinderella story, rags to riches, propeller, mozzarella. Like, bro, it's really dope wordplay. Really dope.
Stacking mozzarella. Only joking, I'm an introvert, alone in.
That's what I want. I'm an introvert. But then he said inside hurt, or however he structured that syllable right here.
My room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistency in my polo shirt, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield.
What's crazy is the picture he's painting. At first he's like, I'm living for the weekend. You know, I'm just kidding. I'm an introvert. My insides hurt. And he's like thinking about, you know, life or death is on his mind. That's what he's saying. And it all ties into the whole sick boy theme, which makes it incredible. But this part where he flips it he's putting Bible, because the song's called Lost All Faith. So I want to get to the bottom of that. But he's putting in scripture in here. This is Bible scriptures.
Compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield.
Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is where the scripture is coming from. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And he's saying, pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. So he flips it.
I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave disorder, praise more selfish ways of come too late. I've lost my faith.
That hook is crazy. And there's depth in the words that he's saying if you really listen to it. And, you know, I don't watch his Twitch live streams. I don't go there for the explanations until afterwards, or sometimes people will tap it in the comments. I want an authentic reaction, what this makes me feel and how do I interpret it. And sometimes I land it where it's like, yo, that's exactly what he said in the Twitch live stream or his interviews, or nah, this is what he meant. But as I'm doing more reactions, I'm realizing music is all about who's interpreting it. And that's why you love and like it, because you interpreted it a certain way and it made you feel a certain way. So this is just my interpretation, you guys. There's a lot of depth to that hook. And where I feel like this is going right now is just like he's saying he lost all faith because in a sense, the sickness and the things he's going through, he's losing his mind. You know, he's talking about patience, and the way he flipped patience, patiently waiting, patience, the patiently, bro, I'm a patient. Like he's flipping words, hitting double entendres. But when you're sick, that's all you have, you guys, is your health. And if you don't have your mind, I could totally kind of feel that like, hey, I've lost all faith. It's just like, yo, you know, but there's something really deep about that. Pain is my shepherd, and what does he say? Pills are short and shills. We'll go back into that, but that is deep because I'm telling you, that's coming from, he's flipping scripture there.
You've awoke a beast, I'm a geezer on the streets. Mona Lisa, this is art, make her Mona Lisa, she needs money. Eeny, meeny, miny, Mohammed, Abi Ali. Pleased to meet you, mate, who's the G? Not me, I'm a regular guy. halitosis with psychosis, omens etched in my mind. Overdosed on pills and potions, a collection of mine. Split a Valium with a Zanny and I mix it with wine. Hey, pull yourself together, mate. Pull your socks up, stand up straight. Look at you, you're such a mug. God, you're such a fucking stain. Honestly, I wouldn't be seen dead with you in public. Depressed and disorderly, it's like you fucking love it. Mug. Maybe you're right, maybe it's Ren. Do it again and again and again. Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm meant to live in a cycle of anti-survival like man. In a prism like Ben, shot the iris of the land. Make believe and play pretend. God's my witness at the end. With God as my witness, I walk through the valley of the shadow of sickness. I fear no evil, I need no forgiveness. Deliver me from temptation, he never listens. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Brave disorder, praise myself. Ways have come too late. I've lost my faith. I've lost my faith.
What the hell is this? What is that sample? Bro, there's so much going on here. Man, the more I listen to that hook, there's a lot of depth to it. He lost all faith in structure. You know, he says border, law and order. He's like, my selfish ways. And I don't know how he's trying to deliver it, but I do know that it's just like, he's just like, dude, I'm just tired of this. I just want to do what I want to do. And I actually, you know, the way I can kind of relate to that in a way is, as of recent, I've been on this crazy ass diet because I've been having a little bit of dandruff. And I was like, man, I know that sounds wild, right? But I've been on this diet, and there's a moment where I'm like, bro, the discipline. And I just, it's interesting that I correlate that to just being like, there's moments where I'm like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. This is too hard. Not eating sugar, not doing this type of thing. And I imagine, I guess it doesn't really compare to when he's saying selfish ways, because I'm thinking he's just talking about letting go of everything, maybe even of his life, because he's just so down. I got to hear it again, but it is interesting when you're trying to walk these lines of discipline. And I think about all the things he has to sacrifice for his health. So I don't know. I got to listen to that, but there's something about when he says border, law and order. Does he say disorder in there? But he says my selfish ways. And it's just like saying, I'm just letting go. I'm done. I'm done. And when I talk about diet, right, that's just because that's something I'm currently doing right in this moment. And every night I'm like, dude, I can't do this. I'm freaking done. And obvious, this is way more serious, right? Because we're talking about his mental health, his physical health with Lyme disease, right? So, but when I say I relate to it, it's just like, you know, there's little subtle things that you could relate to in your personal life right now, whether it be you're going through a mental health issue or something as small as me, where it's like dieting and your mind is just going back and forth with you. But, dude, let's go back, because did you hear how he did the beginning of this verse? This is wild. Hold on, let's find it.
Hey, who's the G? Not me. Hey, you've awoke a beast. I'm a geezer on the streets. Mona Lisa, this is art. Make her Mona Lisa, she needs mum.
Bro, like, look at the lyrics and the lyrics he's saying, but listen to the style. He's been using all these crazy ass cadences that are off of the freaking wall. It's almost like it don't even sound like one person. Like, because on the last joint, Masochist, he did that wild style where I told you guys it reminds me of like a drunken master in Kung Fu. It's crazy.
Hey, you've awoke a beast. I'm a geezer on the streets. Mona Lisa, this is art. Make her Mona Lisa, she needs mummy. Eeny, meeny, miny, Mohammed, Abi Ali. Pleased to meet you, mate. Who's the G?
He must really like Muhammad Ali too, because he's used that in a few references in songs I've heard, which is dope. Muhammad Ali is like one of the greatest of all time. That's like, you know, when I do a lot of references to Michael Jordan.
not me, an irregular guy. Halitosis with psychosis, omens etched in my mind. Overdosed on pills and potions, a collection of mine. Split a Valium with a Zanny and I mix it with wine.
Hey, pull yourself together, mate. Pull your socks up, stand up straight. Look at you, you're such a mug. God, you're such a fucking stain. Honestly, I wouldn't be seen dead with you in public. Depressed and disorderly, it's like you fucking love it. Mug.
Maybe you're right, maybe it's friend. Do it again and again and again.
There you go. You're having that internal conflict. This is way different than high REN, but you're having an internal dialogue and conflict right here with these lyrics. He's like, look at yourself. Get your shit together, bro. Da-da-da. Do it again. Ba-da-ba-da. And he changes his voice. Bro, this is like some anime. Like, this is actually super dope. And it's, man, he does a lot of deep stuff, and it really ties in this whole sick boy theme, which is incredible.
Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm meant to live in a cycle of anti-survival like man. In a prism like Ben, shot the iris of the land. Make believe and play pretend, God's my witness at the end. With God as my witness, I walk through the valley of the shadow of sick.
There he goes again, flipping scripture. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
I fear no evil, I need no forgiveness. Deliver me from temptation, he never listens. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters.
Burn the border, sons and daughters. So it could, I don't know if that's a metaphor, if he's, but it's like the margin, right? The outline, burn. It's almost like if you're trapped in a box too, like the borders. It's like burn the borders, break it down. So he's saying he craves disorder. I always thought that was like anarchy, right? But, someone corrected me too. Like they were like, yo, anarchy is just no rulers, like no dictators or monarchs or kings or something like that. So I probably should get more up on game what anarchy is, but it's like crave disorder. And it's literally saying, yo, I want chaos. And when you feel crazy, like you're just like, I'm going nuts. I'm losing it. That's how I take it. What's interesting is everything he's saying, in my opinion, we all hit rock bottom. We've all hit rock bottom, whether it was from losing for me, it was losing loved ones, severe breakups. I've been blessed where I haven't had to go through like a psychosis because of crazy health issues, but losing loved ones, that's really brought me to very dark places where I was just like, where you blasphemy, you're like, take me. You lost all faith because you're like, why would you do this? Why would you do this to them? They were innocent. Or why would you do this to me? I did nothing wrong. And you lose all faith. And now after going through this whole thing, that's where I'm kind of feeling where you just feel like you've lost everything. You lose your faith and you're just like, I'm done. Burn it all down. I don't give a F. And that's selfish, right? That's selfish saying, burn it all down. Let chaos ensue. I don't care anymore. Da-da-da-da. And I think he's tying in all that. Let's see where the rest of this goes. But it's really dope. And for me, when I got to the bottom of my rope, that's when faith lifted me up personally and got me to where I needed to be. So let's just see how this ends. But this is really, what do you expect from REN? He's always putting out very high level, thought-provoking things. Even when he's just like, yo, I just want to rap. I just want to put out a rap album. That's what this is. Dope. This sample sounds like some Bollywood type. Could you be the one? That build up.
I lift up my eyes to the hill. Pain's my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills.
I find my refuge in patience and pills. So it's almost like, yeah, patience and pills. That's his current, that's what his, that's where he finds his refuge, right? That you're supposed to find your refuge in God. And that's where he finds his refuge when he's sick. And this is why he lost all faith, which is interesting. This is so incredible because I've been to this place. Let me just speak for myself, where you go so dark, you lose faith. It doesn't even have to be in God. Some people lose faith in mankind. You've heard people say it. I've lost faith in everything. I've lost faith in God. I've lost faith in mankind. For me, I've been at the point where I'm like, I lost faith in God. Like, why would you do this to me? Woe is me. But in that moment of breaking, I regained my faith because I was lifted up through my faith. I'm not going to get into a long story about myself. I talk about that a lot with these REN reactions because of the topical things he brings up. But what I will say is that's what he's saying. The reason I think this is incredible, the album's called Sick Boy. It's about a young man who was very sick and went to a very dark place, which birthed the song High REN and a bunch of things that is helping people in the mental health space. The album continues with songs like this, talking about that back and forth, and why he lost all faith. But as of recent, I see him post, and he's talking about the medical steps they're taking forward and how he's starting to feel so much better. And it's going to be very, very interesting coming down the pipes as these blessings come through his healing and through his health, what type of music that helps him create. Now, I know he's probably going to write, all different types of stuff, but I think at some point we might have a testimony coming as well, because this happens. These are cycles that we go through as humans, ups and downs, peaks and valleys. We all go through it. And hopefully you don't end in a valley, right? The valley of the shadow of death, that is, meaning you're down and you leave this planet too early. God forbid. But these are cycles we all go through, and it's going to be incredible as we see in this song and we hear lost all faith. Where's he at now? Does he have a little more faith in medicine and God and humanity? Where's it at? And when I talk with REN or when I see things from REN, I believe he's here. I know he's here with a purpose. I know he knows his purpose, and he has faith in something, whether it be you and me as people, as humans, whether it be in God, whether it be he's fighting. He could have gave up on us, you guys, a long time ago. He decided not to. So I love just going over this stuff, man, because this is also like these tracks are a little bit older, and I just know he's probably in a different headspace now. Maybe he's not. I'm assuming, so that could make an ass out of me and you, right? Or out of me, I think. But I like it, man. I love seeing, because I get to see the story unfold in front of me. I get to watch history being made. And I am just blessed to be the small little morsel part of it to help promote this brother. And I'm really interested to, I'm interested to get online and see what he says about this song, what it means to him now, where he was at when he wrote it, and where he's at, where's his head at now. But, dude, that sample at the end that like, are you the one? Bro, there's so much going on in this song. I don't think I've ever heard REN do something like this. You guys got to tap in and let me know what other song did he do like this kind of rock-esque chorus, but it's not. He had auto-tune on it. He has these bridges talking about the pain is my shepherd. He has 2 verses where he clinically changes his style from the beginning of the verse, then he switches. He goes into like that kind of a bridge about the pain is my shepherd, goes into this epic, let it all go, I've lost all faith hook, then goes into another verse where he starts crazy with his voice is totally different style. Then he does it again for the second half of the verse. And the sounds at the beginning that I told you got me bouncing, the sample at the end, are you the one? And then how he went into that little bridge at the end, which is rare. He never follows the format of like, oh, I'm going to make a hit single. This is a hit single for the radio. He just does whatever the F he wants. Bro, you guys, magnificent. Great display. Hopefully I did this reaction some justice. I enjoy doing this if we're keeping it completely honest, because I'm just kind of get lost in the world of music. This is fun. And yeah, okay, that's it for me, you guys. Tune in. I will be doing a live stream. Maybe we'll do it on one of these reactions, maybe we'll do that. But the REN roulette is coming. I'm going to buy people, and hopefully it's people who can't afford it, but I don't even care because you guys are so generous. I just want to show love back and pay it forward. So I do not want any donations on the live stream, nothing like that. This is my moment to pay it forward, and let's build up the noise and people talking and about REN's new album. And I want to give away 20 or 30 albums, and we'll do that on that live stream. So I just got to figure out what date we'll do it. And we're going to have a vibe, you guys. It's going to be super epic, and I hope all of you guys show up in huge numbers. And let's do this, man. Let's get some noise. Let's get the world popping off with some more of this REN, if you know what I mean. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you tapping in with your boy. Let me know what I missed. What did I hit? Did I kill it? Did I kill this one? Or are you like, that was P. You've done better. Hey, let me know. Like, share, and comment on all the content. Subscribe to the channel if you rock with your boy. I'm out of here. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.